Welcome to a special Great Day Live. We are taking our show outside this morning. We have a beautiful setting here to kind of get you into the feel of what you can expect this Saturday with the Kentucky Veterans Day Parade. I am joined by Mario Maypitt. He is with Kilroy to kind of give us a preview of this event. First of all, we are so excited to be a part of this. Thank you for visiting us this morning to let everybody know what's new.
Well, this is the second year we're doing the Operation Rendezvous. It's a post-COVID concept of picking 4 points in the Louisville area to bring the parade back to downtown. So last year, there was a lot of skepticism about if it's going to work, but we made it happen.
Right.
So this year, there's something different that the organizers did, is that they wanted more participation from the different veteran organizations, like the veteran VFWs and American Legion Posts. So we're going to have a lot of those organizations participate in this year's parade.
The different routes, kind of that Operation Rendezvous, I love to say the Operation Rendezvous, right, is a really cool concept because essentially it's like 4 different routes all across the city, and then those parade routes will converge right here in downtown Louisville on Jefferson Street. I think that builds excitement, and I mean, just talk about, even from the veteran standpoint, what it means to have the city recognize such an important occasion. We're leading up to Veterans Day, obviously, but to do it in this fashion, how is it so important to them?
It's very important to recognize our veterans. We have World War II veterans that are still with us, Korea, Vietnam, and the veterans from the most recent conflicts. And these are very important that we recognize as a community of the services that they provided for our freedoms. And WHS is going to be watching the Middletown Assembly area, and that will be at 9:45 a.m. Saturday, and they're going to pretty much drive down to Shelbyville Road, and they're going to have a stop at the Mission Barbecue in St. Matthews for about 30 minutes. So during the convoy route itself, it gets a lot of the people to notice that something big is happening, and hopefully that with the coverage that you're doing prior to the event, that the public will come down and really enjoy the parade.
Yeah, we're super excited. I mean, Brooke and Reed are going to be hosting that Middletown convoy route, and that people can watch it on WHS 11 Plus streaming. And then we want the community, that's a big part of this, and why we wanted to kind of get the word out today, is that you want the community to come out on that route and show support.
Exactly. Yeah. Be as patriotic as you can be. Red, white, and blue. Will be the colors for the day.
Yeah.
So.
Well, one of the vehicles behind us is just an example of the vehicles that you will see on the route. Kind of describe this for us and its significance.
Well, the Jeep that you see here behind us, it's actually a Louisville-built Ford Jeep. It actually served in World War II in the Pacific, in the island of Guam. And this is one of 20% of the Jeeps produced by the Louisville Ford plant. During World War II, there were 6 Ford facilities that produced Jeeps in World War II, and Louisville put out 20%, about 93,000 Jeeps from 42 to 1945.
Right.
So, our group, Kilroy, Kentucky, Indiana Liberated Relics of Yesteryear, will have vehicles from World War II moving on to the 1980s vehicles. And these vehicles represent the different conflicts that the vehicles have taken our troops to and from harm's way and back to safety.
Covering what, all the way, like you said, you'll have some World War II representation on up to what recent conflicts?
The early part of the Gulf War.
Yeah,
the 1980s. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is not lost upon me that we're talking about this on Election Day, right? And I just think the importance of that younger generation getting involved and realizing that we're all one country.
Exactly.
And we're all one country here supporting one another. And there's no better way to show a support of patriotism than to come out to this event. What do you hope this says to kind of a younger generation and what they learn?
Well, especially for the youth, when they see these vehicles, it gets their attention.
Yeah.
Especially the today's generation, because they have fathers and uncles that have fought in the recent conflicts, and they're very familiar with the vehicles that their family members have used, and they always want to see, they want to ride the vehicles, and during the static display portion of the parade, they will get the chance to be up close and personal with these vehicles. But for the veterans, this brings something back when a veteran sees the vehicle, World War II to the Gulf War veterans, they love to talk about these vehicles because, like I said, it's like a long lost friend to them. Because it's we call them steel soldiers. So we have our men and women, but they have the steel soldiers that accompanied them in the different battles that they fought.
They get to see it, and then hopefully after the parade they can ask questions. Exactly. And what better way, I think, to honor people's service than to say, tell me about what you did, tell me about your time, thank you for your service.
And like I said, especially the World War II veterans, some of them are up in their 90s and close to 100, and they hardly talk about their experience during World War II. But something about this World War II Jeeps or any vehicle that they've been in, once they see it, they'll just jump into it and they start talking. And it's an experience that when we hear the veterans talk about, and sometimes the family members are even surprised that all of a sudden,
never heard it before.
Exactly, they open up.
It is a pleasure to have you here this morning. Do not go far. We're going to talk more about Kilroy coming up in just a little bit, but we want to remind you the Kentucky Veterans Day Parade celebration. It is happening Saturday, November the 9th. It's starting at noon. This is going to cover Jefferson Street to 7th to 4th Street. That's the period of the parade that you can see on WHS 11 streaming. And as we mentioned, Brooke and Reed will be hosting that route portion over in the Middletown area. And once again, WHS 11 is so very proud to be a sponsor of this route.